Hello friends, I'm Dr. Deepak Koche, working as Professor, Department of Botany, Sri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola, Maharashtra. I'm also working as founder of this online platform, Botany for You, since its inception. Though I am a teacher of botany and used to teach botany since last 18-19 years, today I am going to talk about a common but most important aspect of academics, and to me, every student must have to know this. Today, I am going to talk about postgraduate opportunities for life science students. That is, in which subject the students of life sciences could get their admissions for their postgraduate studies so that they could get better job, or at least they can find or select their better career option. Being a teacher with the experience of last several years, I must admit that most of the students does not know what they are going to do after their graduation. What are the important requirements for getting the good career? Here I am going to discuss some of the important aspects which might be helpful to you to find your path for higher academics and better job opportunities and better career options. Friends, as we know that life science includes a broad spectrum of subjects like botany, zoology, biochemistry, microbiology, and with the focus area that deals with the scientific study of different life forms such as animals, plants, microbes, human beings, and their interactions, and of course the surroundings environment. In the recent past, it was noted that many graduate students emphasize on the specialized areas such as oceanography, that is marine science, environmental and agricultural science and technology for their PG rather than obtaining the courses in general life sciences including the botany and zoology. However, finding the exact programs for pursuing their higher studies depends on various factors such as the institution or institutional reputation, then duration of the course, then cost of that particular course or program. So we are going to discuss in brief all these things in coming slides. Students, let us start with the graduate courses, that is the BSc in life science subjects. A bachelor's degree in life sciences generally serves as the basis of higher studies such as MSc, that is Master of Science, MPhil and PhD, and further postdoctoral studies. It is considered as the basic requirement for the most academic, industrial and research oriented job opportunities. As we all know that getting admission to the BSc, that is the graduate program, in any life science subjects, students must have to complete their 12th with biology as a subject, and can easily find the admission in the life science subjects including the emerging subjects like biotechnology and nanoscience. For graduation, most of the universities in India offer three subjects, for example botany, zoology and chemistry, or biochemistry, microbiology and chemistry, etc. So this is the one pattern. Some universities follow the major minor concept where the students have 5 to 6 subjects in their first year of graduation, and later only one major subject is given for rest 2 years. Mostly the course duration of the undergraduate or the BSc is 3 years, but few universities offer 4-year graduation courses also. Okay, so To me, life science students have ample options after finishing their basic graduation. They can both choose a job or can decide on for advanced higher studies. Of course, the students need strong willpower and they must be ready for hard work to get an excellent job in the field they hope and establish their career. The life science field is vast and very much fascinating and developed, and it is emerging with the new disciplines also. Coming towards the post graduation, it is master's degree in specific subject. It usually have 2 years duration to complete. Mostly it was noted that the students obtain traditional subjects for their post graduation. For example, if a student is graduate in botany, zoology and chemistry, he or she tried to get admission in any one of these subjects for post graduation studies. You can see in the next slide. Okay, however, the students can some students can take advanced subjects like some newly emerging courses for their post graduation, but for admission in such advanced courses it needs to clear or pass the entrance examination conducted by either the national agency or by the specific institute or the university offering that specific new course. Further, I want to point out that for the study of entrance exam, the syllabus is different for different subjects, but special mention must have to given that the logical reasoning, analytical problem solving and English proficiency must be there in the student. Usually English proficiency is observed during the personal interview at the time of admission. This slide shows that how the traditional degrees can be offered. It means once you done graduation in botany, zoology, chemistry, you can go for either botany in MSc or zoology with MSc or chemistry with MSc. Likewise, if you are doing biotechnology in graduation, you can go for MSc in graduation likewise. So this is the traditional pattern which we observe. Later, as I had already discussed you that there are several courses, new courses are there which we are going to discuss. Basically, the new courses includes the advanced plants biology and biotechnology. Then here is the entire list, that is the microbial genetics and genomics, then aquaculture and fisheries, biostatistics, developmental biology, bioinformatics, then food technology is there, medical radiology is there, then nanoscience and technology is there. So there are number of courses offered by different universities and different national institutes. Okay, these are certain new courses which are slightly different from the traditional one, like botany, zoology and chemistry, which has the tremendous opportunities in the industrial sector. When we go for the admissions criteria, we generally found that it reveals the this particular slide reveals the admission criteria. For getting the admission for the post graduation study in new courses, the student must have to complete 3 to 4 year graduation course, that is the BSc or BTech. The applicant must have to clear the entrance test for that specific institute or university and also face the interview at the time of admission. In general scenario, when we see the general scenario of the enrollment of Indian students by level, it was found that around 86% of students who clear 12th exam get admitted to the graduation courses, but later only 12% get admitted for the post graduation, and again later on 1% for doctoral research and certificate course. So this is the very tragic scenario. This is not a good scenario, and government is also taking some good steps to increase the students enrollment at PG level. As I have already told you that to get admission in new postgraduate courses, you have to pass certain entrance exams. So here is the list of some entrance examinations conducted by National Institute as well as certain universities and departments. So going one by one, Indian Institute of Technology Joint Admission Test, that is IIT JAM, then Joint Entrance Examination, it is JEST, Indira Gandhi National Open University Entrance Exam, then Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology Entrance Examination, JNU Entrance Examination, that is JNU EE, in Central Universities Common Entrance Test, it is CUCET, National Entrance Screening Test, that is NEST. There are several entrance examinations: Forest Research Institute's MSA examination, entrance examination, then Birla Institute of Technology and Science admission test. So these are the entrance examination which has been conducted by certain national institutes, while there are certain entrance examination which is conducted by the universities like University of Pune entrance exam, then Pantnagar University entrance exam, Orissa University Agriculture and Technology University exam, then Delhi University entrance examination, Tezpur University entrance examination. These are certain entrance examination for different upcoming courses or the new courses, and these are conducted by the different universities. Even the universities generally take the entrance examination for either all the subjects or some specific subjects also. So apart from this, one has to think over some points before getting admitted to a particular institution for the postgraduate courses. For example, you have to think about the reputation of the institution, facilities provided by that particular institution, then infrastructure of that particular institution, then foremost is the placement facilities. If the institute is providing the high placement facilities, it should be preferred at the first position when you are going to take the admission for the postgraduate courses. As per my opinion, if you are taking admission to any postgraduate course, that is MSc, you must have to give first priority to national institutes like IIT, IISc, IISER, that is IISER, and then the university departments, then private universities, and then private or the government aided colleges. I am not saying that this should be your perfect preference as always. In some cases, you may find that even some colleges are also providing good quality education and also the placement facilities, but at least you must have to think in this particular line and as per your priorities. Apart from your master's degree, you can also do postgraduate diploma in some emerging subjects like synthetic biology, then nanoscience and technology, food technology, forestry management, and advanced wildlife courses. So there is also a good scope for the better career, or it can be proved as a good career option. Further, if you need details, you can visit some sites like biotechnica.org or idp.com. which provides sizable information regarding the postgraduate courses in life sciences offered by the different Indian universities or institution or some foreign universities also. So this is in general criteria how you have to think over when you are taking admission in a particular subject for your post graduation. So this is a short type of briefing what you have to do as a requirement or priority basis before taking admission in the post graduation in a particular institute. So I hope that you would like this information. Good luck for your future. Thank you.